Hi everybody and welcome back to my videos. Today I want to talk to you about my goal setting for 2016 and how I'm going about starting to plan for some of the things that I want to achieve in 2016. So I have a blank page that I am going to start putting down some themes. And once I have those themes, then I can start to break those down into more detailed bits and pieces. So I was thinking about this and how, because everybody seems to come up with some fantastic ideas every year, and they spend a lot of time working on their goals and what it means to them and, how they're going to fulfill them in 2016. And every year I try to do this, and every year I end up with a blank page. Because I'm thinking, what do I need to do? Apart from pay down debts, sort out the house, sort out my weight, sort out my life, blah, 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 blah. But what is it that I'm really trying to achieve? So I end up procrastinating and doing absolutely nothing. So this year, because I'm getting more into my planner world. There's all my lovely, these two are my new ones for 2016. This is my old faithful that I had in 2015. So because I'm getting into this, I'm trying to use a little bit more discipline, and it'll also give me something to track throughout the year. So I'm going to start with just some basic headings and see how far I get. So the first one is health. Only because I couldn't think of anything else to put down. So health. I'm still coughing a little bit because I've had a very nasty bout of acute bronchitis, which has really affected my breathing. And it's really put into perspective the fact that I'm not getting any younger, that I am not as fit as I was 20 years ago. And my dad has severe heart problems. And because of the tablets that he takes, it affects his breathing. And getting this bout of acute bronchitis really made me appreciate, breathing and breathing well. And I find that I'm getting out of breath going up the stairs just because of the infection that I've had. So I want to work on that. So I want to work on my fitness level. Now that will also go hand in hand with the fact that if you saw me right now in my woolly pajamas, I am probably a rather well-rounded version of the Pillsbury Doughboy. In fact, I am not joking. I am the Pillsbury Doughboy right now. So, weight. Now, these are still general topics, okay? So there's nothing, I'm not putting down a specific goal right now. Health is the main topic. Oh, getting a little out of focus. And then these are some of the subtopics. And then what I need to do is put goals against those. So fitness levels, my weight, my skin tone. I'm getting quite red around the cheeks at the moment. So I want to work on that without buying expensive lotions and potions. So that might be cutting out all alcohol. God forbid, and or cutting down on dairy or something like that there. So I want to work on that. So I want to also work on my diet, and that is not as in going on a diet, which obviously I will need to with my weight, but it's basically what is it that I eat on a daily basis or a weekly basis that maybe going against my grain, as it were. Now, I don't eat an awful lot of bread. And I used to drink pints of milk. I mean literally pints of milk a day. And I don't do it an awful lot, but I have had quite a lot of milk over Christmas. And I'm thinking that's affecting my tummy. So I'm going to go and do that. So I'm going to do that thing where you basically cut out everything and then you reintroduce one staple food thingy. And, food group, sorry. And see how that goes. So that will help with the weight because I'm going to go on my, well, it's like the Cambridge. It's a VLCD, very low calorie diet, but we'll come into that when I go into that a little bit more detail. And this will probably be part one of a series of my goal settings and plannings. So my general fitness levels, because of my chest, my weight, again, that will help my chest because if you're lying on your back at night and you've got a little bit too much weight on, or you've got big boobies, which I don't, but still, it all goes to the same thing. You're putting weight on your chest, and I do have a little bit of sleep apnea. So actually I want to put sleep down there. Because I do want to make sure that, that's the one thing that I am an insomniac and I'm an exceedingly light sleeper. So those 5 things, I think that's more than enough to concentrate on in 2016 under the banner health. The next one is wealth or lack thereof. So under that, I want to be debt free. That's number one. And excuse me, I'm not in a huge amount of debt. In fact, I have only one, which is a car loan, which I have recently put onto a credit card, which if you look at my Dave Ramsey video, I talk about that. But basically, doing that, I saved over £400. And my mum keeps saying, oh, but everybody has a mortgage and everybody has a car loan, which I suppose is true for the most part. But I'm starting to live into the Dave Ramsey philosophy, and any payment you're making is a debt. So paying off my car loan this year, or the credit card that it's now on, is my main aim. I also want to do some savings. I want to pay for a vacation that I'm planning with my son this year to Legoland. So I'll be doing some workings out about the costings of it and when I need to go and how I need to square that with my ex-husband so that, I get my 2 weeks on the dates that I want them, but that's all to come. So debt-free, savings, vacation. What else do I want to achieve under the wealth banner? A pay rise. Hopefully I'll have news on that sort of in February time. That's when our company do ours. So debt-free, some savings goals, a vacation, a pay rise, and I'm trying to maybe have 5 of each. So what else do I want to achieve? Oh, yes. I want to be able to pay for the central heating. Or at least start going towards it. So, so those are some of the goals, and I can put numbers to those again when I come in to do these in details. So health and wealth. Well, health, wealth and happiness, I suppose, comes next. But that's a rather nebulous thing. How do you put a goal around happiness? Because I'm generally a happy person, actually. So I don't really want to put down happiness per se. Let's put health, wealth. Let's put down happiness. Right, okay. 5 things to make me happy. See, this is where the blank page will remain blank right now. Okay, so career. I obviously want to make sure that my career is still on track and that it isn't just a job, that it is actually a career. So I'll have to get a goal towards that. Relationships. I'm only putting that down because that is all relationships that I have. I'm not actually in a relationship right now. And I don't see me being in a boy-girl type relationship again. My best friend says that's nonsense, but right now, I don't know. It's just, it's kind of there in the back of my head that I'd like to be, but at the same time, the thoughts of starting to share my life with someone again, I don't know whether I'm too independent, stroke selfish on that. You know, but a few dates, maybe generally dating. The other thing apart from that is my, in that relationships thing is making more time for my friends. In detail, my best friend. She moved over to the next town over. We've known each other since we were 11. We don't feel we have to phone each other every day or anything, but I want to make sure I spend more time with her. Even if it's just going for walks or going for coffees and stuff. I think it's very important that, you know, we really do start to spend more you know, good times together. So that might be something that I put as specific goals, like maybe monthly going out or weekly or something like that under the relationships. My house, which I'm not even going. I might do a separate video on the state of my house. I've owned it for about 10 years, but I've had it rented out for a while, or my son has been minded here by my dad for the first few years. I lived with my husband, obviously, or at the time. So it's never really been my house to live in. And I'm coming up to 2 years living in it since my divorce. So there's nothing that's been done in the last 10 years on it. And there's a lot of work that needs done, hence me putting the central heating down, which may actually move down into the house one. It's really very utilitarian right now. And nothing in this house is mine per se. I mean, I've got a few furniture things that I have specifically picked out, but I've never really furnished a room that is mine. That I've gone out and said, right, okay, I'm going to make this room, I'm going to paint it and blah, 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 blah. So, and also I might end up renting it out again and moving across to the next town over. Excuse me. So I've got to make some decisions about this house. A part of me just wants to stay here, but my son will probably go to high school in the next town over. So do I want to be closer to him? Closer to what school he goes to, etc., etc. So there's all those different things. But the house is definitely something that kind of keeps me awake at night sometimes. What else can I put under the happiness? Oh, haha. Crafting. So that's all my craft stuff. My spare bedroom up the stairs at the moment, this is a 3-bedroom house, is like a bomb site. Literally. I may just do a before and after of how I go and do that minimalism, blah, blah, blah. But I've really got to sort it out. I really want to, I start so many things and then never finish them. For Christmas this year, I bought myself a cross stitch set of little owls and stuff on it, I think it is, which looks absolutely fabulous. But the very thought of starting it and how do I start it, I have no idea. So, but I want to do a lot more of that. I want to make a huge crochet blanket. Here is my ideal in my head. I'm one of these people, I want to have this big chest, and inside that chest I have seasonal bits and bobs. So in the summer I want to have a light quilt, which is in like pinks and greens and yellows and all lovely summery colours, with attending kind of lampshade that matches that, and Yankee candles and whatever, that kind of thing. In the autumn, I want to go to the rich reds, browns and oranges, because it's my favourite time of year because I just love the colours. But I want to be able to bring out a quilt that has, those colours in it, and that then get like some little Halloween things and whatever. Then obviously Christmas, I want to have, like a Nordic theme, and then spring, just moving into pinks and maybe like blues and Eastery colours and stuff like that. Anyway, so in my head, I have this idea of this chest that I pull out, and it has all the different cushion covers that I change and just ring the changes of the seasons and stuff. And that's, whenever I finally move to my forever home, that is how I'm going to decorate it. So I have these seasonal things that come out. But for now, I look around my house and I think, gosh, where do I even start? There's so much construction work that's needed. Do I want to put the money into it? I don't live in the most salubrious of places. It's a good place. There's very little crime, but location. It's a house that's not going to sell quickly. So do I want to put money into that and whatever? Anyway, again, something that keeps me up at night. But in order to satisfy those things, I want to make sure my crafting keeps on a pace again. And I put my planning in that. I'm going to put my planning separately. I'm going to put my planning as a separate thing. Again, I've invested in that this year, so I want to make sure I invest time in it next year, in 2016. So health, wealth and happiness. Those are the three main ones that I have for my planning in 2016. And this is already up to about 16 and a half minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'll come back. I'll make this a part one. I've started the list of 2016 goal planning. And when I come back, I'm going to start to work on some of the details in these. So these are the themes. I'm going to go into some agile talk now. These are the themes. These are the features or epics. And then I've got to make the story. I've got to write the stories around those. I'm actually a program manager for an IT company. So you would think planning would be one of the easiest things for me to do, because that's my job. But I happen to be, in my personal life, I'm good. I'm exceedingly good at what I do. But when you don't want to spend your life living and breathing work, the job that you do. But at the same time, that's why I have the job that I have, because I love doing all this. But my problem is I'm the world's biggest procrastinator. There, I have said it. I am Ms. Procrastinator. So another reason for doing this, and for actually doing these videos, is to keep me on track, is to hold myself to account for the plans that I put in place. And I can't do that unless I share that publicly, if that makes sense. So you're going to see a series of videos in 2016 holding myself to account for the goals that I have. So if you have any questions or any comments on my planning, anything you think I should add, or any ideas for things that I can add, I would so welcome some comments. But apart from that, we'll move on in the next video to how I break these down into specific goals. And in order to do that, just to give you an idea, and something that I do in my work life, a plan, and I think there's that saying out there, a plan without a goal without a plan is just a dream or something. But my point is, I could write everything down what I wanted to do, but unless I put a time frame in it, onto it, so something that has to be achieved by a date, unless I have resources against each of those. So what tools I'm going to use, and obviously the biggest one's going to be me. I am the resource to keeping these on track, and the budget to make these things happen as well. So I have to break them down into almost like a mini project. Each one of these is going to be a little mini project that I need to have a proper project against it in order to be able to achieve it. So anyway, that's just some thoughts that I've got. But let's see how I turn these into some stories in the next video. So hopefully you've enjoyed this and my train of thought, which wavers all over the place. I do apologize. But hopefully you've enjoyed this one of how I put this together, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. and I wish you well.